RAFAH, Gaza Strip. Israel has vowed to keep fighting in Gaza until it crushes Hamas after one of the deadliest battles of the war for its soldiers. Even as it faces growing international calls for a ceasefire and growing unrest, its closest ally is the United States. The ambush in Gaza City, one hardest-hit areas of war, demonstrated Hamas' resilience and raised question whether Israel could defeat it without destroying entire region. While support for Hamas has grown among Palestinians, in part because of the militant group's fierce resistance against a much stronger enemy, the United States has expressed growing dismay at civilian deaths. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan was visiting Israel on Thursday, just days after President Joe Biden said Israel had lost international support due to its indiscriminate ing. Israel has placed a full siege on northern Gaza, including Gaza City, and destroyed much area in what was already one of the most devastating military operations 21st century. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said late Wednesday that nothing will stop us and vowed to fight to the end despite great pain and international pressure. The ambush took place on Tuesday in busy Shijaiyah neighborhood, which was also the scene of a major during 2014 war between Israel and Hamas. A total of 116 soldiers were killed in the land operation that started on October 27. There were days of fierce fighting Shijaiyah and other areas in and around eastern Gaza City, which had been besieged early the war. Tens of thousands of people remain in the north despite repeated evacuation orders, saying do not feel safe anywhere in Gaza or fear they may never return to their homes if leave. Arrests in the north. The army released footage from northern Gaza on Thursday of dozens of men emerging from a damaged building with their hands above their heads in a straight line. 4 of the men were seen carrying assault rifles over their heads and leaving them on the street, along with several ammunition magazines. The army said the men emerged from Kamal Adwan Hospital after soldiers ed with militants in a nearby building. He described them all as suspected militants without providing evidence. The Ministry of Health in Hamas-run Gaza said 70 healthcare workers and patients, including the hospital director, were detained when Israeli forces raided the hospital earlier this week. The UN Humanitarian Office said there were 65 patients in hospital at the time of raid, 12 of whom were in intensive care. It was not immediately clear whether military and the Ministry of Health described same incident. Israel says it is rounding up men in northern Gaza as it searches for Hamas fighters. And recent videos show dozens of detained men stripped to their underwear, bound and blindfolded on the streets. In video released by the military on Thursday, all men appeared fully clothed, except for 4 who were carrying weapons and were shirtless. Syria's Civilian Death Acco